Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Scribble Time with Panda. So the camera's a little bit shaky, but that's because we are going to be drawing on real paper today. And so today's theme is going to be parade pandas. So just think about what your favorite things that you like to see in parades. And I'll just draw them on real paper with pencils and pens, and then we'll, so then you guys can follow along. And I'll scan these drawings and put them on the Scribble Time website. So feel free to visit those coloring sheets and download those free coloring sheets at punchingpandas.com/scribbletime. So let's get started. So this is my setup right here on my desk. It's next to my computer, and basically I just clear out this area here whenever I'm doing sketches. Hope you guys are having a great time, great week. It's in the middle of the week for me. And let's get going here. So today I'm thinking about, usually people ask me where I get my ideas from. Honestly, sometimes they're just pretty random. And so sometimes I just think about what topics that are in my head, and I just see if I can draw it. So I have a mixture of pencils and pens here. So I have like coloring pencils, a little tub here. Sometimes I have like a jar of markers as well. So I'm gonna start with, let's just say, let's just go something darker, but it doesn't have to be black. It doesn't have to be light blue. I'm just gonna show you what it's like just to draw with just anything, and let's just go with that. How about we do, let's just say, I'm just gonna choose like this dark pencil here, so it's like, yeah, just something a little bit darker. How about like dark green? But it just goes to show that you don't have to have everything being black, and so or the right color as it is. You can always make something slightly different color, and you can draw with it. So let me just lower the screen a little bit, or lower the camera, and just give you guys a little bit better vantage point for you all. So Hector is in there. He says panda juggler and a jester costume. So let's work with that. How about we do, let's move this out of the way so it's not casting a shadow. I'm going to do, let's see. So we'll do a juggler, like so. I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to make my shapes. Going to have them look up like this. So I'm just thinking it in my mind. I'm just putting down the base shape, which is the tummy like that. So it's okay if you have rough lines that kind of go get away from you sometimes. The reason I like to do digital is because it allows me to make changes, or if I make mistakes, but they're a little easier to make adjustments, a lot easier to make adjustments and little quick changes instead of doing traditional where you have to redraw the whole thing. If like say like I'm working on a video game right now and they're asking like, oh, can we make this ribbon purple instead of pink, and it's like, oh, okay, and so instead of me having to redraw everything and with that one like ribbon in purple, and changing it from pink to purple, then I can just quickly adjust one thing. So that's the advantage of it. The disadvantage, I would say, is some of the things can look a little bit too perfect. So for example, when you look at some of these lines here that I'm making with the pencil, it's very organic, there's a texture to it. There's something about just drawing traditional that has this really cool quality to it, and it may not make as much sense if you're just starting out, but the more you draw and the more you kind of develop an eye for your art, the more you'll start appreciating the textural qualities that you have with traditional. So this is like kind of my rough that I would do, and I'm gonna go through and just draw harder with that. So it helps to just draw a little bit harder like this. I mean, a little bit light to kind of get the placement of things, and then you can kind of just go in and just really push those and nail down those forms. So I'm just going to show you that. So this is how I do traditional. I don't draw often with pencils as much as I do with pens, but I can show you guys. And let me just put a thumb here to kind of show that he. So yeah, any questions in the chat, please feel free to just send them all over. Or if you don't have any questions and just want to just chat, feel free. Hope you guys enjoyed the last couple of streams. They've been pretty fun to do. And also provide your topics for sketches, because what I may like may not necessarily be what you guys like. So if there's and sometimes I might not know exactly what it is that you guys would like to see, if it's something that I haven't seen before. So actually, maybe the next one I could do is like, yeah, I don't have it planned out, so this is all just in my head when I just think about it. So like this morning I was trying to think of something I could draw as a theme for today, and I woke up, I didn't have any idea, and I just was thinking, well, maybe I could do something a little bit less like something that doesn't exist as a cartoon. So I thought, oh well, maybe like a topic that's like pretty common in everyday, not common, but like something that's just not necessarily tied to like a show or something that people are pretty familiar with. So people are pretty familiar with parades. We're not having parades these days, but it's something that most people would know what you're talking about, and probably even most countries, I would say, unless you live out in the countryside and don't really have that sort of thing. So maybe most people who live in the cities. But I'll still do shows from time to time. I think maybe the next maybe the next topic will be Pokemon or Power Rangers or something along those lines. Okay, so I'm just doing this. I'm gonna add a little, darken up this little triangle here. So I always think of things as like shapes. I'm always thinking of making stuff into shapes and trying to get those. And sometimes it's okay to not color things in all the way. So for example, when I'm coloring this thumb, I'm going to add a little bit overlap there. I don't necessarily color all the way to the top. Sometimes you can actually color just a little bit. Like you can color this as like one shape, and then when you don't have to color the exact top like that, because in some ways that acts like light. And so I'm going to darken this up a little bit because I think it could use that shading. So this example, just drawing with one utensil, one type of writing utensil, and still getting a kind of a varied, getting all sorts of different textures and so forth. There's kind of a tangent there, but oh well. I'm gonna make this a little bit darker, darken these ears a little bit. So it's okay just to keep going across. This is colored pencil, so it's not going to smear as much. So I'm not doing the whole paper thing quite yet. Maybe on some other stuff. But that's why I kind of like drawing with pens because they don't, they can dry and they won't smear as much. Let me just color these balls just a little bit. Maybe have a black ball right here, and just build it up. Don't necessarily just attack it all at once with one. You don't necessarily need to do that, but so if I want to make this ball darker, I can always go back and like reshade it. And I'm using so these are just like regular coloring pencils that I have. It's not really anything special. They might be Prismacolors, but I could provide. I said I would provide a link last time, so it's just a matter of me spending a few minutes filling out the video data. So I'll do that this next time. But that kind of gives you an idea. And then I can add some shading here, maybe just a little bit to kind of define the form. Shade his tongue just a little bit, like so. Okay, so there we go. So there's one type of panda. I think you could probably use this a little bit darker. Now, if I tilt it towards the camera, it might turn out a little bit darker. So if I go like this, just give me a second. Yeah. So I think we could add a little bit of shadow down here. Really just push that as much as we can. And like I said, there is a limit to how dark you can make something with pencils, because it just depends on the softness of the lead and how dark how many times you layer across. Get pretty thick. Okay. All right, so that's the first one. Make sure you sign it like that. So that's our first juggling one. Then we can do I'm gonna put that there while I get another pencil. Let's do just gonna choose a random color here. And also one that I need to sharpen as well. Some of these are a little bit are in need of some sharpening. Now I don't have an electric sharpener on me. I've thought about it. I haven't worked with pencils for a long time, so I actually need. Whoop. So there's an example where this is why you don't drop your pencils, is because you can break the lead inside. So when you're sharpening it, it'll just break off right into the sharpener. So that's why you have to be careful with your colored pencils, which my son doesn't really heed that warning. So I definitely have a lot of broken coloring pencils in my collection. Okay, let's see what works here. Let's see, is this gonna work? I might have to switch to pens depending on how broken these colored pencils are. Or maybe I could show how to draw on ballpoint. But really, oh, it's broken again. Okay, let's move on to a different one then. Let's move on to a chocolate. This looks like to be a chocolate sort of pencil. So I'm gonna go with that. Let's just sharpen it just a little bit, just to get a little bit more of a point on it. Okay, so this we're gonna move on. Switch out, and then let's do. Let's see, we got acrobatic street, or let's do the trumpet player, or let's do the marching band. Okay, so when I think of like characters and multiple characters, it's kind of you kind of start with one and then you move across, but sometimes you can also think of them as like a group of pandas. So we could do like a little marching band here of a panda. So I'm going to start with one here, maybe another one right here, like so, and or maybe I can also do like Yeah, let's switch this up. Let's have multiple characters. So I'll have Petunia here. I'll have Pack here. Okay, Pack will be playing the drums, like so. And a little bit of a math problem because I'm trying to figure out just the overall how things fit. We'll have Randy in here too. So Randy will be tooting the horn. So I won't have the panda tooting the horn. I'll have Randy do it because Randy seems to be more of a showman. Okay, like that. All right, so we just do rough placements like so. So establish the ground like so. And let's give them little hats. Okay, so the trumpet goes like this. Yeah, so don't worry if you're trying to draw this and you don't get it on the first try, because it is kind of a tricky thing to try to figure out how all these, how do you draw like a raccoon, or not raccoon, a red panda playing a trumpet, because like you don't see that in the wild, and obviously how do you make a cartoon play a trumpet, because then you also have to, like, the things that we have, like trumpets and trombones and stuff like that, that's kind of shaped and made for humans. So it may not necessarily fit, or like a giraffe may not be able to play, if you gave a giraffe a trombone, they probably won't be able to play it because it's they can't like bring their heads all the way down to play the trumpet. So that's the tricky thing with cartoons. It's always, you have to figure out how to cheat it in a way to make it feel like they can actually play the instrument. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger to kind of make it more. So this is Randy's arm right here, this dark shape. So I'm just going to try to make it super dark and super clear. And then it's going to give his hat here. And then we're going to add, we'll add like a little P here for pandas. It's all about the pandas. It's okay if you're not too accurate with that. Just have fun, Just okay. I kind of went off a little bit with this with the dimensions here, so I'm just gonna roll with it. Mostly because I put Randy in the wrong spot, but that's okay. I'm gonna color him like so. Because this is just a rough drawing, so you can always like switch it up later. I'm gonna do that. This one's a softer pencil, so that's why the darks are a little bit easier to. It's a lot easier to make these darks. Okay, like so. And I'm getting kind of hungry again. Okay. Okay, so there we have it. So I'm gonna move the ground a little bit up like so, and that way things won't feel. And it's okay just to mess around. You don't have to be super perfect. Let's see. So this will be, because you'll find like if you get too worried about messing up, you're just not going to be able to, finish your drawing. You just got to keep moving forward, make adjustments. And sometimes it's like, especially with what I'm doing right now, where it's like I'm doing it in front of you guys, it's kind of like a performance. So I have to kind of like adjust on the fly. Because sometimes things just go wrong, and you just have to adapt. So that comes just with trying it out, and just, I've done plenty of streams where I'm not making a very great drawing, and so I just have to adapt to it. Okay, so here I had to take a second here. My hand's shaking a little bit. Okay. And I just need a little bit drink of water. Also, I think I need to sharpen my pencil a little bit, just slightly. I'm not going to get to a point, like a tiny point. It's just feeling a little bit dull. Plus, it's also a different vantage point that I'm looking at. Let's see. Probably need to add a little hat. Like so. Then we're gonna add the drum. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I mentioned that I probably will try out doing Pokemon at some point. Pokemon actually kind of came after me. I remember growing up and things like Pokemon, Digimon, what else was there? Power Rangers. That kind of came after me, kind of to the point where that I remember growing up that, it felt kind of weird to like want to watch those things, because that was the age when kids start being a little bit meaner at school if you like certain things. But you should like whatever you like. I'm just saying that growing up for me, I remember one of the times I was growing in middle school. We were all told to, we were doing class introductions in class, and then the question was, oh, what's your favorite movie, right? And so like kids are just listing off their movies, whatever, and I, being loving animation, I said Lion King, and this is in middle school, and then immediately kids are like, Lion King, and it was kind of a I don't know. I thought it was kind of, looking back, it was kind of sad that, because I felt really guilty after that, and it definitely was a moment where I just, it's a memory that sticks with me a lot, and kind of like, and I'm a little bit, what's the word? A little bit frustrated that I wasn't more proud of that, so to speak. So yeah, so like what you like. That's what I gotta say. But that doesn't mean like we can make fun of each other too. I also don't want to go that other direction where you're anyone's beyond ridicule. I'm just saying that because like I think the difference is with Lion King, it's like it's definitely it's a quality movie. It's a quality thing, and now, if you just like trash, then maybe that's something else. I don't know where I'm going with this. I guess what I'm saying is like don't be afraid to like what you like. But now, if you're to tell me that the new Lion King is much better than the old one, then we'll have a battle on our hands. Anyways, I'm getting myself into trouble. Okay, so we have a drum there, and then we're gonna do. I don't know. My sisters played band back in the day, so I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give Petunia a little. Well, I can't really give her another hat. Let me just. Because that's getting in the way of her bow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll just take out that bow. We don't need the bow. See, you can just color over certain things and certain details will disappear, okay? But give him a clarinet. Alright, so there you go. So these original drawings, I'm thinking of putting them up for sale. I actually have an idea for where to, because I'm thinking about using these as a little fundraiser. So I'll explain in another video, or I'll explain once I kind of get all the details about how to do the charity, because it's trying to figure out what's the best way to kind of discuss it. But anyways, this is I'm gonna add a little boom like this. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I'm gonna do this too, where I'm just I'm gonna give him another hand up here. All right, so there we go. So there's our marching band pandas. So you can add a little bit of shadow below, just to kind of round that out. All right. so let me get another pencil. So there we worked with a brown pencil. We worked with a colored pencil. Let's just stick with colored pencils. Now this one is a little bit dirtier. I don't usually draw with this next one. It's gonna get pretty smeary if I'm not as careful. So let me try to get something here set up. Let's make sure that the lead isn't broken. But it is oh, looks like that broke. That broke. Let me try again. Great. So this one's actually a charcoal pencil. I don't know how it's going to work out because this seems to be, this pencil seems to be pretty shattered already. Parenting tip: don't let your kids get access to your colored pencils if they can't hold on to them. Yeah, I think I might have to like skip out on this one. Let's do something a little bit different. How about a dark blue one? This one seems to be a bit more intact, so. It's kind of a purplish blue. All right, so let's do, how about, so we got trumpet player, we got a drum line, we got, let's do a jester costume. How about jester? So that's another suggestion from Hector. Jester costume, maybe I can just do more like a clown. I'll do the jester. So I'm gonna do about three little fronds, I suppose what you could call them. I like to make a D for his mouth. Let's see, let's get that chub there. And then okay, so we got that. Let's move the hat a little bit so we can get some of his ear shape there. Okay, so then we'll do another one like that. Gotta give him kind of this. Okay, so after this we'll do like a panda float, and I think we'll see how far we can get with this. So I'm gonna draw him with I don't know if this is showing up as well. It seems pretty doesn't seem very dark. But it's supposed to be like a dark purple or violet, and then this one is, well, this one's also violet too. Well, we'll find out. Let's try doing this. Well, it just broke. Let's switch over to this guy. That seems a lot more opaque, so I'm gonna go with this. Okay, we're gonna give him a little hat like this. Just make the... Whew. It is time for lunch, right? Am I right? Although I felt like I just had breakfast, so it doesn't really... I don't know why my body is getting all grouchy. Okay, so we're gonna add another ear here. Then we'll just do these fronds where they kind of come out like this. And this is where you guys can add some cool details. So I'm going to add some jingle bells here, like so. And you know, you can just like go like so and make it different colors, different shapes. Okay, so I'm going to change this one to be more polka dots like this. Show some overlap so it's kind of going around. And then do another one here, do another bell. And we'll do one more right here to kind of round it out. This one we can just make it as stripes. Do a polka dot one here, then we'll do like how about we do like a checkered pattern here, like so. Like that. Okay. Okay, then we can shade this part in to kind of make it feel a little bit like a little bit dimensional. And then let's see here. Let's add some more. Let's add another swirl here. How about let's add triangles. Maybe triangles can be here. There we go. Triangles, triangles, more triangles. So then it's just like a festive. Yeah, you can add just different patterns to that. Maybe you can color these in if you like. We can color in his mouth here too. Then we got I'm gonna give him this little scepter, this little jester scepter. Gonna give it carry it over here. Okay. Let me just give a sleeve here and cut this down to size. Kind of make this half like light. Let's add let's add some of those patterns from the hat to make it feel like you know, he's kind of like this Harlequin type of character. Then we can add stripes on this side. Like that. Add a little bit of shade. I'm gonna add a little belt here. This is more like a peasant type of yeah, peasant type of jester. This is more medieval than it is what you would see in a traditional parade. Although you would see it in Mardi Gras for sure. Yeah. Let's just give him a different outfit here. Yeah, so notice I'm drawing big because I like having that range of motion, drawing with more of my shoulder than I am with my wrist, because sometimes drawing with your wrist, if you do it for a long time, it kind of hurts your wrist, so you want to make sure that you stay healthy and try to minimize injury. What I gotta say. Okay. And also feel free to rotate your pencil too, because that kind of helps keep the point nice and round, so you don't get too much of a chiseled edge. Although sometimes it's nice to have that flat edge to just mess around with. So I'm gonna give those triangles to him again. Darken those, darken those. Okay, then on this pant leg, I'm gonna give him something different. Maybe just the okay, then we do that. let's like make this a little bit more, darken that up. Okay, so there's our gesture. It's a pretty elaborate gesture if you ask me. Maybe we can make this side darker, like so. And this side could be light. Okay, so it's our gesture. How you like that? Hope you guys like that, guys. All right. So that's our last. We got one more time for Panda with a float balloon. Okay, well let's change it up. Float balloon. That will be a challenging one for sure. This one's going to be a little bit looser. So we've used green, brown, and purple. I'm going to switch to maybe a blue. How about a blue? Yeah. Whoop. Excuse me. Stuff falling all over the place. Okay, so we'll do a panda balloon. Okay. Here, let's trying to figure out how to I always draw. I've drawn this panda balloon before a few times. It's just I'm trying to figure out what's a good way to do it, because we're coming up on our hour, and time flies when you guys have fun. So yeah, I'll have to figure out, because I still have I have the sketches from the last session that we did last week, so I'm thinking about just either auctioning those off somehow for charity, or just get them So we're just going to draw a very big panda, like so. Got the tail up here. Okay, let's shade this part in. So I try to keep my shading it, when I shade, I try to shade it like in one direction like this. So when you do it across the whole drawing, you kind of it helps to kind of keep things a little bit consistent, and kind of makes it all feel like it feels a little bit better than if you're like, you know, if I start shading like this. But you know, you can vary it up though. I mean, if you kind of darken it a little bit more, and to avoid that that feel, then maybe you can do and in that sense it'll become cross hatching. But here I'm trying. I don't have much time just to render it as much as that far to that detail, but when I'm doing like just light sketching like that, then okay, then let me just sharpen it just a little bit. Kind of drew a little bit too close to the top of the page, but for my liking, but it's okay. Then I'm just going to draw down these little ropes and stuff. And this is where we draw these little pandas. This one's kind of like, uh-oh. So this isn't, so Hector asks, is this Bristol paper? Actually, it is not. This is actually an old sketch pad that I have back in the day. Now I'm talking like high school. So this thing is like probably over, oh gosh, probably over like, at least 20 years old. And I just, I kept a lot of my sketch papers, or I had a lot of my old sketchbooks that, looks like I'm having to redraw the panda here. So this is what happens when you just not paying attention. Yeah, so I just had like a bunch of old sketch pads that I didn't throw out because like there's still a bunch of sheets behind it, so I just thought, oh, maybe it'd be kind of cool to just draw on these old sketch pads that I have and try to show how much I've changed over the years. And also it's free paper, so I'm like, well, might as well use them. So this is older paper. It's not as the tooth isn't quite what I prefer, but it gets the job done. It's for sketching, so you can just, you can sketch on anything. You can sketch on butcher paper, you can sketch on you can sketch on newspaper, you can sketch on napkins and stuff like that. Anything is really up for grabs at that point. Okay. It feels like I'm working on mixed media. Yes, definitely. Okay, let me just draw one more here. A couple more. Okay, so there we have it. There's our parade pandas. So that's our session for today. So we did 4 drawings. One, we did a juggling panda. Then we did a parade panda, or some marching band pandas. And we did a jester panda. And finally our balloon pandas. So, and actually, let me just do one more thing here. Let me just add some confetti, because it's a parade, right? So let's add some streamers. You know, you can just do lines, and basically just populate it as much as possible. Just add little pieces of confetti, maybe even dots like so, to kind of vary it up, just a varying size. You don't always have to draw little squares and stuff like that. You know, I'm just gonna draw some more here, just kind of show that. Like that, just to kind of show it makes it look a little bit more festive. So you gotta really fill it up in a way. You don't have to fill up the whole page, but you just have to add just enough to kind of make it feel like, oh, this whole thing is crowded. You know, maybe just a few more down here, some streamers, and you just like, yeah, just see how I'm like trying to add little details here and there, but not make things feel so symmetrical. Gotta add okay, like that. There we go. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for joining Scribble Time with Panda. Hope you guys like what you saw. I'll be posting these on my website at punchingpandas.com/scribbletime. I'll also compile a little links to some color pencils that you can purchase on Amazon. These are just affiliate links that you guys can click on. No additional charge. It's just if you guys want to shop for coloring pencils or any other art materials, I'll provide those in the links below in the description. So anyways, hope you guys have fun with this traditional set of drawing session that we normally do. Something different that we normally do than our Scribble Time. But anyways, will help out a lot. If you like what you see, just click on the like button below, and then also just tell your friends and other people you know who like art about this channel, and it really helps me out, and it helps me make a better show for you guys. So anyways, have a great rest of the day and enjoy the spring weather. All right, see ya. Now where's my mouse? I can't find my mouse. Oh goodness. Well, something's happened. I can't seem to. All right. That's weird. How about this? Let me just go back on here. I can't seem to use my mouse right now. How about that? Just one could put it on me. All right, take us away.